Hello, everybody. Welcome to Resilience+Rise, the podcast where we transform adversities into triumphs, illuminate the extraordinary potential within all of us. I'm your host, Thomas Scaria. I'm a resilience coach, a ultra marathoner, and a firm believer in your next most powerful chapter. This podcast is a companion to my upcoming book, Resilience Plus Rise 26.2 Transformative Miles to Unleash Your Marathon of Life Mindset, coming in the first quarter of 2025. Here we amplify the stories of hope, perseverance, and success to inspire your journey. This week, or today, I have on Resilience Plus Rise, we are joined, or I'm joined by Samantha Ann, a multi talented artist, a singer, a songwriter, and a writer whose journey is a testament of embracing individuality and finding your own voice. She's been involved with paintball teams, skateboarding to guitar to cowboy boots. Samantha, or I call it her as Sam, has always carved her own path. She has over 15 years of experience in the music industry. She has been offering insights into the integrities and the power of positivity. So, without much delay, let's welcome Sam. Hello,
Hi
Sam.
everyone. Hi. I'm so glad to be here today.
Okay. So, Sam, you are a songwriter, you're a artist, you have got your passion into collecting rocks, dinosaurs, fossils, etc. This is so many different things, but let's go back to the time from where you were and where you are at this point of time. So, because for you to be so multifaceted, so multi talented, was it just an overnight experience, or you had to go through something which pushed against your own life to grow and to show who you are?
It was a tremendous experience, but there were a lot of downs as well as ups. I have been through so many different experiences throughout the music industry. I became a singer-songwriter in 2009. I moved to Nashville, Tennessee immediately after graduating Freer High School. And I started my music journey over there and recorded a 4-song EP that was released. And I ended up winning a few lyric awards and being nominated for some awards, where I was invited to like red carpet events and like after parties for like the CMAs and stuff. And I kind of got to brush shoulders with some of my musical peers and just experience all of what they get to experience every year. It was really, really fascinating, very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, but I had a huge setback. My epilepsy at the time wasn't controlled. I didn't have a preventative like I have now. My epilepsy was unpredictable. And so I was afraid that I was going to be on the red carpet and there were going to be flashing lights, and that would, and then trigger a seizure. And I didn't want to be like all throughout school, elementary, junior high, high school. I was known as seizure girl, as the girl who had seizures. And I kind of wanted to step out of that narrative by moving away where nobody knew me. And I did not want to be known in Nashville as the musician with seizures. You know, I didn't want to have that label. Just because I had had it my entire life, I was trying to break away from that. And so after seeing how many strobe lights were involved in something like a red carpet event, it kind of made me afraid to proceed with anything else, because my career at that point had already gotten to a pretty high peak. And I was afraid that if it got any higher, there were going to be more flashing lights, more opportunities to have seizures, more opportunities to get labeled as the girl with seizures again. And so I kind of uh, I kind of stepped back from the limelight and met the man who I then married and had children with. After, we divorced, um, I became a little more independent and I started to find my voice. And I turned my music career into a different type of passion in the music industry where I started to cover journalism. And I took a course through New York University and the Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music for music industry essentials. So I got into that field and was able to showcase, that certificate to be able to interview the people who I have in the past. And, I've been able to string along a few articles here and there through different media platforms. Now I pretty much only write for Diani Media, and then they do take my interviews at Newsbreak as well. And so I've been doing journalism now. I don't even know how many years, probably over 10. But it's been extremely rewarding. And it's something that, I can take my experiences and maybe pass them on to an aspiring artist and stuff like that. So through being a musician and being able to interview so many people, I've been able to network and communicate with a bunch of other individuals in the music industry where I now have a plethora of connections that I can just reach out to if I ever need to assist another artist, because I do manage artists as well. I just signed an artist a few days ago that I'm very excited about. His name's Sam, and we vibe very well, and he creates amazing material and has been able to work with some pretty incredible individuals. And so I can't wait to dive in there and put my experiences to work for him. And so I think it's going to be, a great chance and a great opportunity to advance his music career. And for me, it kind of feels like I'm advancing in a way because I'm kind of working with him like through these steps. And so I kind of get to live vicariously through the artists that I work with. And I don't have to be front and center and the main focus, which is perfect for me because it gives me more time to go collect artifacts.
Okay.
I have been. Are you pausing me?
Yes. So,
Okay,
no, there was something which was very fascinating. Sorry about the interruption.
it's okay.
Wherein you mentioned finding your voice.
Right,
That was one of the elements, and the other one is that which you boldly stated that okay, there was a line which was in front of the strobing lights, but you took a step back and you got into something else which started fulfilling you more in a different way.
right,
So I've been having these podcasts and I've come across people who have got this element of that they have to find their voice. They feel that they are working towards it, and sometimes as a coach I listen to that time and again, is that they feel lost, that they're not able to find their own voice, or they feel challenged that I do not want to go out of what my calling could be.
right.
I want to push towards getting. But then when you had the choice, if you're looking in from the health point of view and the other choices, and also finding your voice, can you tell us a little more about that, Sam?
Absolutely. I not only have epilepsy, I have um feels like a multitude of ailments and illnesses and labels and clinically whatever's, but I don't want that to define who I am. I do not want my ailments to decide who I'm going to be. I would like to take charge, and I figured out early on that I didn't want to be held back. I was quite frustrated when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do the things I had wanted to before I had found a preventative. Um, So while interviewing other artists, I kind of found my voice while coming up with their interview questions. I would think of questions that I would have liked to have been asked as an artist, and things that, might have thrown me off guard and that I would enjoy answering. And so I kind of put those experiences and, things that I would have liked to have been asked and apply that to the artists that I talk to. Um, and that is really where I found what I'm most passionate about and how I like to help artists who may be low income. Like, I will work for free for you until you can make something of yourself, just so you can get ahead. Because I've been that musician that's struggling. I've been in those shoes. I know what you're going through. So I know how much I would have appreciated somebody reaching out and saying, "Hey, I like your track. If you need help promoting it, I have connections." So I like to do that with artists every now and then when I come across a song that I feel really deserves the promotion and attention. Then I'll try to do my best to promote that song or that artist and try to advance them in their career a little bit. It really makes me feel good, and it makes me kind of have a purpose. It makes me feel like I have a purpose.
Wonderful. That's so wonderful. I mean, not only for the fact that you were able to find your own voice wherein you were boldly, okay, if this the first step doesn't allow me to reach out to a potential of specifically because I could hear a lot of passion about music itself.
Right.
Let me look into something else. And now that I've seen you are a songwriter, you are an artist also, but you also go over and above helping artists who want to get to the limelight. And of course, then you
Right.
got your journaling as well as your interviewing elements that's coming into. A question that comes up over your Sam is that how do you manage so many different things?
That's an interesting question and a very kind of tricky answer, but not really.
Okay.
Kind of tricky to accept answer. Um, I was clinically diagnosed with manic bipolar depression, which is pretty much bipolar. Um, and I feel like I have multi personalities with my bipolar. And with those personalities, I feel like each one of them have their own career and their own interests and their own way of speaking. And so I kind of just, whatever I'm working on at that moment, I will kind of channel that personality and get that done. And then when it's time to do something else, I'll just switch into another personality and get that done. And it sounds very weird, but it is something that's very possible if you take the time to know you're bipolar and to be able to manage it at a way to where you can use it to your advantage. It can absolutely become a superpower.
Interesting, because again, as a person who listens to stories, bipolar is something which a lot of people that I've heard from, they struggle. But
Yes,
you have changed it as a total positive element, is that wherein you can grow from that particular
absolutely.
point. That's amazing. So
Thank
there
you.
was a thing, I mean, yes, it is amazing. It comes to the next particular element wherein you are now filling a passion. You also said the word before before I had stopped you about artifacts.
Yeah.
And another beautiful word which I came across on your area was cryptozoology. And
Yes.
guys, also, I will be putting out Sam's link in the comments. Do have a look out, and it is something worth looking into. And do connect with her, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, because I have been in connect with Sam for a while, and she's an incredibly fascinating
Thank
personality.
you.
And so with this thing, let's talk a little about artifacts and cryptozoology, and of course, your pet passion about dinosaurs.
Right. I started this journey 2 years and 3 days ago. I started February 8th, and I was out looking for rocks for jewelry. I enjoy making rock jewelry and like collecting crystals and making crystal art and jewelry. And I was out searching and I was praying because I'm an extremely spiritual person. I pray to my Lord and I pray to my ancestors to guide me. I'm also a medium, a clairvoyant medium who channels the no longer physically present and deceased. So I have them guide me to specific things, and I kind of ask to see an aura behind certain things. And like I had said, I was just looking for rock jewelry, or for rocks for jewelry, and I saw this yellow rock, and I picked it up, and it was a Pedalotus ohuayensis tooth, which is a shark predating the existence of dinosaurs by 500,000 years. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and I once I got it all cleaned off and everything, I took it out of the ground and I was like, that's a tooth. I know that's a tooth. And so I told my kids, I'm gonna find a dinosaur. And I 2 days after I said I'm going to find a dinosaur, I ended up finding an entire pterodactyl. So it was just something that it was definitely a blessing and a I'm gonna do this and I did it moment. I don't know if there's a way that I can, let me see if I can reverse this camera so you can see. There we go.
Yes. Wonderful.
This is upside down, but that's a petalotus tooth
Okay.
of a shark. This was an upper tooth, and I believe it was on the left side if I'm not mistaken. But
Oh,
yeah, this is the first one that I had originally only had seen. Sorry, my nails are pretty gross. I
no.
had only seen like that much. And
Okay.
so when I got the rest out, it was like just it was insane to behold, to be honest.
Wonderful. Absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful. And it is the way I just realized, I think so, that you have just spoken through your the conversation that we're having is that if you're going to search for something, maybe it's about you. But again, I would say maybe it's about the people also, is that if they put their heart and they're sincere about what they're searching. So what you saw was just a small piece of what the truth was, but
Right.
something pulled you towards that particular artifact, and then you realize the potentiality or the um, amazement of what that element was.
Truly.
And then later on you go and find a entire, was it the skeleton of the,
It was a pterodactyl. I found an egg. I'm
okay.
trying to unscrew, and it's actually the smallest sample ever found in the world. Um, but I haven't really made the announcement that I found it yet.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
the second smallest is 20 millimeters.
Okay.
The sample that I found is merely 6
Okay.
millimeters. And
Oh,
so that's this one that I'm
okay.
going to show you right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just a regular petrified egg, but it was the same size as the Thassalodromeus pterodactyl. This is the Thassalodromeus pterodactyl. You can see, let me see if I can get a good angle. You can
Yes.
see the entire pterodactyl inside of the egg. That's the embryo in there. Um, you can see claws attached to its digits at the end of its phalanges. You can
Yes.
see petrified eyeballs right up here.
Yes.
Their head bill that went back, you can see it going back. And this pattern, the pattern of this skeleton matches exactly with a sample of a juvenile Thassalodromeus pterodactyl that they found in Japan.
Cool. Wow. You are totally knowledgeable about all these particular elements. So, guys, in case you're listening to it, and if this is your vibe, as I mentioned, Sam earlier, is that this is going to go on LinkedIn, of course, and Instagram, Facebook, TikTok also. So, do reach out to Sam because if that's your vibe, and even if music is your vibe, you know where to reach out.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, what are you doing about this particular passion? So now I see the music industry on the one side of your passion. On the other side, I see you about looking into the prehistoric elements of zoology,
Right.
which is two different planes or the dimensions.
Completely different playing fields.
So here again, I won't ask you the question which I asked you before: is that how do you manage it? But when you look into these particular different elements, are there something else that also we as an audience would want to know about you? Okay, you got music, you got the drive into the prehistoric elements. Is there something else that you, and you also mentioned you're a medium and
Right.
plus you're a clairvoyant. Is there something else that we would, it would be to know? Because already there's the elements of fascination is just going on increasing. What else is there that would
I'm
be exciting about it?
strangely good at basketball. But no,
Nice.
on a serious note, no, I am. But on a serious note, I enjoy art and drawing. I didn't know
Okay.
that I had that passion. But whenever oh yeah, I'm a children's author. When I was writing a book, they were going to charge me, the publishing company was going to charge me for an illustrator. And so I went ahead and just looked at examples of drawing. I didn't like watch any YouTube videos or tutorials or anything like that, but I looked at other people's sketches and I kind of studied that a little bit and I started sketching myself. I started
Okay.
drawing and doing sketches myself and I ended up coming up with some pretty I don't know how to explain it, just diverse, interesting things and I turn a lot of my visions. I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Kids come first.
Melody. I have to call my daughter. She's corralling him for me for the day until until we can
Fair
get him.
enough. I'll just be mindful of your time as a parent, so I
I
will
was
get to.
unaware that they weren't going to have school today, so that's
It
on
hap-
me.
Life happens. Life happens. Don't worry about it. You don't need
Oh
to
yes.
apologize. You
Yeah,
don't
I
need to
have three
apologize.
children and three stepchildren. So we have six kids in the house. And, well, technically five because one lives with his mom. But yeah, on weekends it's a madhouse.
Well, the fact that you have been handling so many different curveballs in your life, well, looks like life gave you that. Okay, she can handle around 6 kids also. That should not be a problem.
You know
And
what?
here,
I like to think when life hands you curveballs, it's only because the pitcher knew you were prepared to catch it.
beautiful statement. Beautiful statement. And that's what I love about what our conversation has been about. Just being mindful of the time, Sam, is there
Yeah.
anything that a takeaway that you could tell the listeners about people and just using that word of curveball and when life throws you so many different uh, elements or different challenges or different roads, what would your suggestions be to personalities as such?
Um, I honestly like I don't want to be the person that says I'm going to quote myself, but I wrote a song in 2005
Hmm.
and the lyrics are exactly what I would like to tell anybody who is struggling with finding their identity, anybody who's struggling with health issues, anybody who just needs that positivity and just who needs to hold on. The song is called Hold On, and the chorus is hold on to something, even when you've got nothing, and keep on smiling, even when you're near crying. Just hold on and be strong. And that's what I would definitely want to tell any listeners who might need that extra of positivity, they can always look the song up. It's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. The song is about a health struggle that I had in 2005, where I actually had an amputation at the fault of doctors. And I ended up having to reteach myself how to walk in the course of 3 months. And I wrote that song from it was a message from God to me. And I don't consider myself to have written that song. I don't remember writing it. There's a video of me writing it, but it was from the Lord to me. And he was telling me to hold on and be strong. And that's exactly what I did. And I proved the doctors wrong, because they told me I wouldn't be able to walk again without the assistance of a walker for the rest of my life. And I said, watch me. I said, give me 3 months of physical therapist, and I'm going to show you how strong my God is. And taught myself how to how to walk again. Now I can run if I want to. If I'm being chased,
Of
I
course,
can run.
you're a basketball player.
I don't really run in basketball, but I like to shoot, and I'm pretty decent at that. I'm also weirdly good at baseball, so I don't know. My father's a coach. That kind of has a play in it, I think.
Wow, wow, Sam. What can I say? Thank you so very much for your power of positivity, and
Thank
again,
you.
so your self discovery, your creative expression, and embracing, as some people might call it, as a unique weirdness, and it's which been has been an inspiration to others. I believe this conversation for me, it has been more about being authentic, resilience, of
Yeah.
course, and the power of embracing who you are.
Yes.
So with this, I would conclude today's session. Let me just stop. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you.